Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. It is a privilege to explore a concept that is fundamental to personal development, but often misunderstood or avoided: stepping out of your comfort zone. In our quest for security, predictability, and stability, we tend to seek comfort at all costs. It's natural to want to feel safe, and the world around us reinforces that desire. But today I want to challenge that instinct, because the real breakthroughs in our lives happen when we leave comfort behind and enter spaces of uncertainty, discomfort, and challenge. Imagine a life lived entirely within your comfort zone. It might be a life free from immediate fears, a life where you stick to what you know and avoid risks. But such a life, however peaceful on the surface, is also one that is confined. It's a life that runs the risk of becoming stagnant, repetitive, and ultimately unfulfilling. Comfort can be a deceptive trap. It lulls us into thinking we are content, but it prevents us from growing into the fullest version of ourselves. Let's begin by defining what we mean by comfort zone in psychological terms. Your comfort zone is a behavioral state within which a person operates in an anxiety-neutral condition, using a limited set of behaviors to deliver a steady level of performance. In simpler terms, it's where you feel safe, secure, and in control. It's where you do what you know, what you're good at, and what comes easily to you. However, the comfort zone is also a place of limitations. While it may feel comfortable, it doesn't allow for significant personal development, because everything inside it is already familiar. Life beyond the comfort zone exists in two realms: the learning zone and the panic zone. The learning zone is where we stretch ourselves, try new things, and face challenges that, while difficult, are still manageable. This is where real growth occurs. Then there is the panic zone, where things are so overwhelming that they become paralyzing. To experience growth, we must aim to spend as much time as possible in the learning zone, balancing challenge with achievability. Think back to any major achievement in your life. Was it easy? Did it happen while you were staying comfortably within your routines? Chances are it didn't. Whether it was graduating from college, landing your first job, traveling to a foreign country, or starting a new business, each of these milestones likely required you to step out into the unknown, face fear, and overcome challenges. When you take that first step beyond your comfort zone, you open yourself up to the possibility of failure, and that can be terrifying. But it's important to recognize that failure is not the end, it's part of the process. Failure teaches us lessons we couldn't learn otherwise. It shows us our weaknesses and strengths, and it helps us develop resilience. Every time you fail and try again, you're expanding your tolerance for discomfort, your capacity for perseverance, and your willingness to take on greater challenges in the future. This process is crucial for developing a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, hard work, and learning from experience. But why is it so hard to leave our comfort zones? A big part of the answer lies in our biology. Human beings are evolutionarily programmed to seek safety and avoid threats. Our ancestors survived by sticking to routines that ensured their safety, gathering food, avoiding predators, and staying within known environments. This instinct to seek security has been passed down through generations, and in modern life, it manifests in our tendency to avoid risks. But while this was essential for survival in ancient times, it can limit us in today's world, where most of our physical needs are met, and the threats we face are more psychological than real. In the 21st century, the threats that keep us confined to our comfort zones are often fears of failure, embarrassment, rejection, or uncertainty. We avoid asking for promotions because we fear rejection. We hesitate to pursue our dreams because we're afraid of the unknown. We shy away from conversations with strangers because we fear judgment. But in truth, these fears, while they may feel real, are often exaggerated by our minds. Once we push through them, we realize that the worst case scenarios we imagine are not as devastating as we thought. And in many cases, they never come to pass at all. Let's talk about some practical examples. Consider the story of someone embarking on a fitness journey. Perhaps they've been leading a sedentary lifestyle for years. They want to change, but the thought of going to a gym is intimidating. What if they don't know how to use the equipment? What if everyone else is more fit? What if they fail to keep up with the workout? These fears are common, but for those who push past them, the rewards are immense. Over time, as they challenge their body, they see physical changes, yes, but even more importantly, they develop mental toughness. The gym becomes not just a place for physical exercise, but a metaphor for life. They learn that discomfort is temporary and that persistence leads to growth, not just in muscles, but in mind and spirit. Another powerful example can be found in the realm of careers. Many people stay in jobs they dislike because the prospect of change is too daunting. They fear leaving the security of a paycheck. They fear that they may not succeed in a new role, or they fear the steep learning curve that comes with trying something new. But those who have made the leap know that it's often the most difficult transitions that lead to the most fulfilling outcomes. Taking a risk on a new career or starting a business often leads to learning new skills, meeting new people, and discovering passions that they didn't even know existed. It opens up opportunities that they never would have encountered had they stayed in their comfort zone. And what about relationships? Stepping outside your comfort zone is essential in this area as well. Many of us stay within our social circles, surrounding ourselves with people who think, act, and believe in similar ways. But when we venture beyond these familiar groups and engage with people who have different perspectives, backgrounds, and experiences, we enrich our lives. We develop empathy, learn to see the world through different lenses, and broaden our understanding of humanity. Whether it's traveling to a different country, attending events where we're the outsider, or simply having conversations with people who challenge our views, these experiences push us beyond the comfortable and expand our emotional and intellectual horizons. Now, let's talk about creativity. Creativity thrives outside the comfort zone. When you stay within the boundaries of what you know, you limit your ability to think innovatively. Great artists, inventors, and thinkers throughout history, from Leonardo da Vinci to Albert Einstein, didn't achieve greatness by sticking to the status quo. They ventured into unknown territory, experimented with new ideas, and embraced failure as part of the creative process. Innovation requires us to take risks, to challenge assumptions, and to think in ways that make us uncomfortable. And this is not limited to artists and scientists. Each of us has the capacity for creative problem solving in our own lives, whether it's finding a new way to approach a work project, navigating a complex relationship, or starting a side business. Furthermore, stepping outside your comfort zone is critical for leadership. Whether you are leading a team, a company, or simply yourself, leadership requires the ability to face uncertainty, take calculated risks, and make decisions in the face of ambiguity. Great leaders are those who don't shy away from challenges, but instead embrace them. They understand that growth for themselves and for the people they lead only happens when they push beyond the familiar. They inspire others by modeling the courage to take on challenges and by creating environments where others feel safe to do the same. Leadership, at its core, is about creating a vision for a future that doesn't yet exist and that requires stepping into the unknown. Let's consider the societal impact of stepping beyond comfort zones. Throughout history, the most significant social progress has come from individuals and movements willing to challenge the status quo. Think of the civil rights movement, the fight for women's suffrage, or the LGBTQ rights movement. These pivotal moments in history were driven by individuals who refused to accept the world as it was. They stepped outside their personal comfort zones, took risks, faced backlash, and persevered in the face of adversity. It is through these courageous actions that societies evolve. If everyone stayed within their comfort zone, afraid to question the norms, we would never see progress. It is the discomfort of those brave enough to challenge the system that brings about change. On a personal level, stepping out of your comfort zone is also essential for building mental strength. When we encounter challenges, whether physical, emotional, or intellectual, we often discover reserves of resilience and perseverance that we didn't know we had. This resilience is not developed in times of ease, but in moments of struggle. When you put yourself in situations that stretch your limits, you become more adept at handling future challenges. You build what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to overcome difficulties and succeed in achieving your goals. Stepping beyond comfort zones also changes our relationship with fear. Fear, when understood and managed properly, can be a powerful motivator. Instead of seeing fear as something to avoid, we can begin to see it as a signal that we're on the edge of something important. We learn that fear is often a sign that we're about to grow. By consistently facing and moving through our fears, we reduce their power over us. Over time, we develop a kind of fear tolerance, which is essential for navigating life's inevitable uncertainties. In conclusion, breaking out of your comfort zone is not just an option for growth, it is a necessity. While comfort offers temporary security, it limits our potential, dulls our creativity, and prevents us from achieving our true capabilities. By stepping into discomfort, we enter the learning zone where we develop resilience, acquire new skills, and open ourselves to opportunities that were once unimaginable. Growth is not linear, it is born from risk, challenge, and even failure. In every area of life, personal development, career advancement, relationships, creativity, and leadership, pushing past comfort is where transformation happens. It's where we discover strengths we didn't know we had, where we turn fear into courage, and where we grow into the person we are meant to be. It is also how we contribute to the greater good, driving innovation and social progress. So as you move forward in your life, remember that the path to fulfillment lies not in the familiar, but in the willingness to step beyond it. Embrace the discomfort, challenge yourself, and know that through this process, you will unlock your greatest potential. Thank you.